Today's the day! It's the day! The #1! I saw the FNAF movie today. Early showing. Unless this is coming out tomorrow. So watch me get ready to watch it. My reactions after it, and then I'm gonna do a review. Both non-spoilers and spoilers. The FNAF movie! No bear. Wait, FNAF movie crazy? Going to the pizza place. Just kidding, we're going to Candy's Burgers and Fries.
Well, they say the actual Five Nights at Freddy's.
Candy's Burgers and Fries. Got the Candy Burgers and Fries, and there's an animatronic spotted on our way to the movie. Bro really said there's an animatronic. Sparky. It's time to go to the FNAF. FNAF movie.
Or
It's my home. It's my home. We're here. We're here. We're going to see what's going stuff. It's actually happening after 8 years. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
9, 10, 11, and 12.
Yo. Yo.
This was dating. Let me make sure I'm in the right seats.
We're here to see the movie.
9, 10, 11, 12, yep.
Let me see this. We're gonna have to watch the FNAF movie.
I'm Amanda's 5 and I can't wait to see the
You hear the people saying how cool Randall's
Here we go.
Also directed 2021's King.
Was I obsessed? Absolutely.
The
We're gonna make a sequel.
I think so.
Yeah, that was a cliffhanger. That was totally a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Always look bad.
Right then! wait.
No, they're playing the song.
I don't think the ending of that makes sense.
They're playing the song.
Talk about Pat showing up. They hit two of my big questions if that Pat was going to be in it, if the song was going to be in it. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's because he's still alive.
Oh my god, Rebecca Fox.
Oh my gosh. That's the puppet song.
The marionette! I'll bet you $50.
Frenchie?
You're on. I bet they will.
Of course they are.
They should just double down and do yet another overpoint jump.
Oh, they got the pigmen from Minecraft.
They did?
No.
Dang it, I forgot. So you save them.
Okay.
Ooh. You said save them. Are you recording me?
Yep, I'm recording right now.
Okay, so now that you've seen that, let's get on to my review. Okay, so starting off with my non-spoiler review, this is what I have to say. Great movie. Not quite a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna rate it an 8.5 out of 10. So really good. Not what I expected. There's a lot of things in there just for the fans. There are a lot of things that you would not usually expect to be in there. But nothing too overly crazy, except a couple things that I'll get to here. But a really good movie. Not too much violence. It's not too scary. Game lore wise, it follows. It doesn't follow. It doesn't do things crazy, but it definitely doesn't follow the lore. But that's kind of all I have to say for non-spoiler. Let's get on to the spoiler review. So, if you do not want spoilers for the movie, do not watch beyond this point. Bada boom. Alright. So yes, I did see the movie. So let's break it down piece by piece with how my reaction went throughout the movie. So starting off, We start off with how did the movie start? I remember it was crazy. I don't think it started in live action. So I know that this happened. It began either at the beginning or somewhat at the beginning with, I think it was the first thing, an 8-bit showing of the missing children's incident. So our first time ever actually seeing the missing children's incident, and it was crazy. It was so cool. That's not how the movie started though. Like I said, something in live action happened before that, and it actually was the first security guard there before him dying to Foxy. And Foxy going dum 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 like it does in the games. Great to see that reference. I was already like, oh my gosh. And then we got to see the missing children's incident, and I was just like, I knew this was going to be crazy. The missing children's incident is great. I think all lore people should use this as our official description of the missing children's incident, even though this doesn't follow the game lore. Great showing of it, and I think that it should be used for all lore peoples. Now, moving on, we get to see Michael and Abby. So there's this kind of side plot where the aunt is trying to take Abby from Mike, so that she can get money from it. And a lot of stuff happens. I'll just go over the important bits, right? The parts that made me really react. But we see that happen. And Michael is dreaming. He has this dream of, oh, hi, Nikki reference. He has this dream. He has this dream. I keep saying sorry. He has this dream. He has this dream where his little brother Garrett is taken away by someone in a purple car. Of course, we all know who that is, but he doesn't know, and that's kind of his main motive, is to try to figure out who did that, who took his brother. And the way that he's seeing this in his dream is he has this thing where he can see past memories in his dreams by playing a thing and looking at something. Oh my gosh, Nikki is going crazy, bro. Nikki! She's very excited about the FNAF movie. Look at Nikki. But, has this thing where he'll look at this poster of Nebraska where he went camping once. He'll play music from it, and he'll like, in his dream, be transported back there. And it's all because he read a book about it called Dream Theory. So, of course, our first reference, great to see. My dad figured out in theaters. I was like, oh my gosh. Dream Theory, which is, of course, the name of the popular MatPat theory that was ridiculed at the time. One of the most well-knowns, and is now accepted by few. And they literally say, this is crazy. Why would anyone believe this? And then Michael goes, well, some people do. Some people have believed it. It's like, oh my gosh, Dream Theory, bro. But we get to see Michael, his job as a security guard at the mall. And we get another reference of Chica's rainbow from FNAF World. Chica's Magic Rainbow as like a little logo in the mall store. So we get to see that. It was really cool. And then he sees someone like taking away a kitty. It reminds him of Garrett, and so he goes and like beats him up in a fountain from that moment from the trailer. And then he gets fired, and he goes talks to a career counselor, Steve Raglan, who of course turns out to be William Afton in the end of the movie. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he was a great William. He was okay while wearing the spring Bonnie suit, but when he took it off, he was really soft spoken. And he didn't like enunciate himself in like commanding voice like the actor did in the games. So not the best William, but he's okay. I wouldn't think of him as William though. Like he's not going in my headcanon as like what William is. He's not like William. But he goes to this he goes to William, who recognizes his last name Schmidt, and is like, oh my gosh. But yeah. We see William. He says that Michael's been fired from like every job he's had within like a couple months. or less, like once a week. And so they were like, I don't know if I'm going to do a job. But he's like, I have something. Michael says he's not going to do it. But later he decides to do it so he can get money to defeat the aunt in a court case so that he can keep taking care of Abby because Abby doesn't like the aunt. So that's like that side plot. But while, yeah, that happens. And so from this, he goes to his job at Freddy's, and he just kind of sleeps the whole time. He takes a look at the animatronics, but then he sleeps, and he sees the children in his dream. And so he wakes up 6 a.m. and he leaves. He also plays the tape that we see in the ARG, which I did a video on. Speaking of the ARG, I might play it right here. They made me like take a video, 10-second video, and I actually they like put me in the movie. It was cool. I would have maybe done a wider shot, but it was nice. It was nice. But yeah, the aunt hatches a plan with his babysitter and stuff to go break into Freddy's. It's like Hank and like the people who died in the trailers. And so they break into Freddy's and they each die to an animatronic. Yeah, they all die. And it was crazy. Just seeing them go through the cupcake was crazy. And then like Foxy goes dum 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 right during that scene. We get to see the spirits. Who kind of like not only possess the animatronics but kind of possess the whole location. And then while they're talking to the people to break into the pizzeria, like the aunt is talking to them, it's at this diner. And at the diner, their waiter comes up. He says, "Did you know lunch is the most important meal of the day?" I say, "I thought it was breakfast." And he says, "Well, some people believe that, but that's just a theory." So yes, Matt Pat shows up in the movie as this security guard. And at the time I was like, oh my gosh, because that was our first like big thing. Big thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the best moment of the movie. That was so crazy. I was freaking out. It was great seeing Matt Pat. He was just like, that's it with my channel. It was nice. It was really cool. He's like, that's just a theory, right? Classic line. And it was really cool to see. And besides Corey, who we already knew was going to be in the movie based on the trailers, he is unfortunately the only YouTuber to get a speaking role in the movie and to show up. The only other ones that did were like Daco and the others who are in the background, and you can't even really see it in the movie, but they were there technically, and as the photos in the background. But yeah, Matt Pat, I don't know if he deserves to be the only cameo besides Corey, but it was cool, so I'm glad he was there. And then yeah, so they're going through, and they go into this room. I can't remember if it's Michael who does it, or like the people who break in, but they go into this giant parts and service room. And this, in my opinion, is the biggest part of the entire movie, and is the most important part to me that I will be doing so much off of it. It's crazy. We see the 6th animatronic of the original FNAF 1 crew. Sparky the dog, the fan-made animatronic, is there in the corner, sitting in the corner, all broken down. We see an official design for Sparky. I'll put it in screen if we have it, but I don't know if we even have, like, I didn't record, of course, during the movie, and I don't know if we have a photo of it, but it's crazy. And as you know, I've made a Sparky the dog, like, plush from the hoax, and so now, I mean, maybe should I do a movie plush wave, like, do the animatronics all with their new glowing eyes, and, like, their slight differences, like the blue Bonnie, and then Sparky, and then the Fredbear and Spring Bonnie ones, maybe. Speaking of Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, we didn't get to see any other locations, unfortunately. That's a good idea. After this, we'll go over the bingos and see what spaces we get to fill out, that we made in our last video. But yeah, we get to see Sparky the dog, and it's crazy. We get to see him twice. Once, just parts, and once, with those people who broke in, who were killed by the animatronics, he is stuffed into the suit. Is Sparky a Springlock? Who knows? It's crazy. But yeah, so that's crazy. And then, after the movie, I'm just getting forward new knowledge that I'll have to talk about in a second. But after the movie, after that, there's not too many like giant moments. So I mean, we meet Vanessa. Vanessa tells him a little bit. He keeps trying to ask the kids, like, do they know anything? Cassidy, or what I'm assuming to be Cassidy, the blonde-haired kid, is kind of their leader, and they are Fredbear. And so I'm assuming that's Cassidy in this universe, the one who possesses Golden Freddy. So yeah, they're like kind of the leader. They're the only one that kind of talks, except Freddy at one moment in the real world, luring Max in to get killed, and like bitten off. Not too gory, by the way, the movie. But yeah. And Cassie kind of speaks to them, but not too much happens after that, until later we get to see Abby comes there because the babysitter died. So Abby goes to the location and is friends with the animatronics. The animatronics are super friendly with Abby, and then on the night after that, Vanessa, Michael, and Abby, they all like build forts and like play with the animatronics, and it's so odd to see, but it's super cool. I think it's their way of explaining like the animatronics aren't the bad guys. They're not the bad guys. They're just misinformed. And so I'll talk about that. I guess we'll just kind of go to the end. They're misinformed. William shows up in his Spring Bonnie suit after Golden Freddy has lured Abby to the location, taking them in the taxi, of course, with Corey showing up. Lures her to the location, the animatronics trying to kill her, put her in a spring lock of another reference, animatronic. Weirdly enough, a spring-locked full animatronic suit of Ella from the Silver Eyes trilogy. It was very weird to see. And Ella is probably the most important one. I mean, she doesn't reappear in Fazbear's Fright, but it's odd. An Ella official animatronic, but it's cool. So I guess we have Ella is an actual animatronic. But yeah, they try to stuff her in a suit, the Ella suit. In the theaters, I kept trying to figure out, like, is that a custom one? Is that like their baby, their puppet or something? And I was finally like, oh, that hat's not like red, or blue, it's purple. And so I'm like, oh, okay, then it's Ella. Or no, I thought it was purple or blue or red, and it was blue, so it's Ella. And I was like, okay, it's Ella. So that was cool. William shows up, stabs Vanessa, who in this universe is his daughter, and might be a robot. It's kind of alluded to a little bit that she might be a robot. But stabs her, kicks Michael like 10 feet in the air, and then is like getting mad at the animatronics. And so the whole movie, there's this scene where they respond to pictures. Abby will show them pictures and like a heart or something, and then they'll be happy. And there's this picture on the wall throughout the whole movie that keeps being panned to, where it's Spring Bonnie holding hands with all the kids. And the way that they defeat William is they rip off that picture and put a picture of him stabbing all the kids. And so they're like, oh, he's the murderer. He killed us. And so they all go to him and they kill him. And the animatronics really wanted to kill Abby too anyway. Or at least Cassidy did. But they go and Cupcake gets the most kill count. Cupcake kills somewhat kills. He does some stuff. The night guard at the beginning of the movie. To one of the people that break in, and then to Michael a little bit, and then to William. The Cupcake jumps on William, and the spring locks activate, and he gets spring locked, but he doesn't die. We never see him die. He's spring locked. He says, "I always come back," and he's like breaking, right? But he never dies. And he doesn't even scream. He's just like, ooh, that hurts. Uh-oh. And then the animatronics drag him away and put him in a safe room. And And then they all just kind of live happily ever after. Vanessa goes to the hospital, so they're still alive. And Mike and Abby are living. And then throughout the whole movie, the balloon boys, these little balloon boy toys keep showing up and like jump scaring. They do it like 5 times. And so, well, before the credits, we see William. He is still alive and he's just sitting there. He's like, and Cassidy is like, and then William's like, Cassidy, and then Cassidy just leaves and he's like, are you serious, bro? But he's still alive. He's just there in the suit, and that's probably how they're gonna explain it, instead of him, you know, being like dead in there and then possessing himself. The way that they're gonna do Springtrap is like he's still alive in there. He's just old and decomposed, but he's still alive. The suit's keeping him alive, and so he's not dead and possessing it. He's alive. In the eventual sequels, which are almost confirmed, and he'll probably be Springtrap in those, which will be cool. It'll be cool to see a William in there, Springtrap, but he won't be dead. It'll be pretty weird to see, but it'll be cool. He'll be like, my body is fused with the animatronic. But yeah, and I'll talk about the end credit scene before I talk about the credits. But in the end credits, we get to see Corey with the balloon boy, because I talked about how the balloon boys keep screaming balloon boy. The puppet doesn't show up. We saw all these voice actors for animatronics. None of the animatronics give voices, so it's very weird. I think at one point Freddy like does a weird jarbled mechanical scream, and that's about it. So I don't know how we had voice actors for the animatronics, especially Puppet and Balloon Boy. Puppet didn't even show up. But let's talk about the credits. Pigman was in the credits for my character. I mean he was, but that's not the important part. They roll the credits and they literally just play Living Tombstones, Chinese Freddy's one song, and it was crazy. That was my most wanted thing from the movie. I wanted that song to play in the credits, so it was great to see. And then they played the Puppets like toy box song, the marionette song, and that was cool as well. I wore my helmet there. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, that helmet is crazy, and they kept being like, wait, you made this? Like, it's not official or whatever. So it was really cool. Everyone liked the helmet. People like took pictures of the helmet. It was cool. My Freddy helmet that we made for my Halloween costume last year. But a great movie. I mean, a lot of references in there, and it doesn't go too crazy. Now, live information. We're getting live information. So, live information. So, the words at the end, yes, there was the voice that said save them, S-A-V-E-T-H-E-M, in that one minigame. But, I'm just kidding. I didn't say save them. It said come find me. Lore for the next movie. And then, oh my gosh, apparently, MatPat's name tag was Ness. Sans is Ness is officially supported by Scott Cawthon. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. But yeah, I really want to do this video about the FNAF movie coming out. It is so cool. We've been waiting 8 years for this. Sans is Ness and confirmed. Sparky the dog is confirmed. The FNAF song was played. MatPat's in the movie and he's crazy. The Dream Theory is confirmed. We get to see the incident. The missing children's incident for the first time. So all great things. But I want to do this little review. Now I want to be able to get this out before today, October 26th is when I'm recording. So if this comes out October 27th, I recorded it yesterday. So I'm probably gonna end the recording here. Hope you guys all enjoy this video. Just talking about FNAF movie. It's crazy. I loved it. Tell me if you want me to do stuff with it. Tell me if you want me to make a plush wave or something with it. But I want to say it was great. It was great. It lived up to some expectations. So yeah, it was great. And I really enjoyed it. So on your bingo card, I think we can mark. We got a little bit of BB. Fan wasn't mentioned in older locations. Golden Freddy's spirit was special, in a way. Any game character? Not really. Well, you know what? Sparky. We'll mark it. MatPat. No main character death. The end credit wasn't important. Nothing burned down. I don't think the Cupcake Possession was very special, but there was an Afton Family Past. The FNAF song was played. There was a Springlock scene. There was a reference to FNAF memes, for sure, with the Dream Theory and the rainbow. And it's kind of alluded to here, so you could get a little bingo here, but not really. I think with what we have so far, this is the spaces we got in this. So this is how we did on the movie bingo. So yeah, pretty cool. And with that, I'll see you guys all in the next video tomorrow. With that, goodbye. Oh.